I just take a second to say that I love content creation? Like, meeting all you guys since the beginning of this journey of this channel has been absolutely perfection. Thank you all for tuning in every single day that I upload. I really appreciate it. Now let's get into this Luna build because she's actually kind of cracked. So the first thing we're going to do is take a look at our reactor here. We do have a materialized singularity reactor for non-attribute skill power boost and a singular skill power boost ratio of 0.2. I have tested this with another one that I have here, mainly for the tech skill power, and I find that you do way more damage with the singular skill power. I can show you an example here. So this right here is going to be with the singular reactor. We're doing about 86,000 damage, and then we're going to switch over to the other one. Here, let me get in the safe zone because it likes being fussy like that, I guess. Switch over here to this one, and this one requires the secret garden. So we're going to go ahead and pull this out, secret garden. And there we go, we have the skill power of 160%, and this one is a tech modifier. So what it does is it messes with only her first ability here. Boom, boom. Right, you can activate others, of course, to increase crit damage and power modifiers and stuff like that. So there you go. The damage really isn't something to be excited about. I'm hardly even getting any crits here. There we go, 85,000 compared to something like that, 89,000. That's definitely a big difference, especially with the Transcendant mod we have on, which is why we're able to increase our damage to 89,000. So it's overall just better in my opinion, because we definitely want to be using her fourth ability. That's going to be increasing power over time. It's going to be real nice. For the external components, I just have the Slayer auxiliary power just for a skill power boost of 26.1%. I'll show you exactly why here. This one is the only one I could get to drop me for the MP recovery outside of combat, but I've noticed when she's level 40 and you have some decent mods on her that she really doesn't run too low on MP unless you're facing Colossus battles. But don't even get me started on that, because that is absolutely terrible. This girl cannot take out bosses by herself for nothing. I mean, you might be able to, but it just takes the whole 10 minutes. Okay, those fights I'm showing on screen now, they were just brutal. Now I haven't spec'd into her too much, but from what I can see here, it's not really too promising that she'll be taking down Colossus by herself. She is mainly a support and buff character, but being able to handle situations completely alone is possible. Just don't expect to be taking down hard mode Colossuses in less than a minute, even 30 seconds. I don't think she's very viable for that kind of situation at this point in time. Now we see on the reactor we also have the final masterpiece mounting, which gives us our skill power boost of 160, and we have the final masterpiece here. I grinded this all in one day. It's absolutely crazy. The extra boost is definitely really nice, especially for it. Now looking at the Descendant modules, okay, this is just my teaming buffs build when I usually run with like, you know, the farm XP and stuff like that to level her to 40 and stuff like that. You know, I want to have a nice amount of range, but mostly I use test subject. This is absolutely my favorite. Okay, so noise surge, I want to go into this. So using the skill deals damage to nearby enemies but doesn't buff allies, grants a stackable buff to Luna that is enhanced with each stack. Now if you look at the skill, her second skill here, okay, everything completely changes from the original. So if you don't have noise surge on like this, then we're going to look under exciting performance and see the skill modifier increase 20%, skill modifier increase 65%, and then this is mainly based off of the total MP she has. Right there underneath exciting sound, we can see skill power increase, max MP times 3.5%. So if you really focused MP mods on her, you are not going to be granting yourself any bonuses, but your teammates. We can see changes notes, grants exciting performance to self, and grants exciting sound to allies within range, which is why you want to build MP and max range if you don't have this mod and you're really looking to just be a support character to help others and their abilities just become a lot stronger to take down either Colossi or to help whoever to do whatever task you're up to. But as soon as you add the mod to it, everything changes. We can look that exciting sound is no longer there. This completely removes the fact of even, you know, having to deal with it. But under Largo, it does increase your skill critical hit rate. So if you wanted to spend some time using this ability and then switching to her fourth, that absolutely makes sense. The third one here is Crescendo, which increases your skill critical hit damage, which I definitely recommend you put some time into, which is why MP even on this build is very important. Okay, so you would use this one first to increase your skill critical hit damage 26%, the max stacks at the very bottom there, 26, and then use her fourth ability because this will proc all that damage, all those crits, and then the skill power modifier increases as well, so you just get crazy numbers at the end of it. Alright, to show you an example of this, we're going to use her third ability first, just to increase our critical hit damage percentage numbers, and then we're going to switch to our fourth. And with our fourth, we're going to see exponential numbers. Like, look at the differences. We're hitting about what's our highest number here? I think it was 300,000 I just saw a second ago. Pretty sure I just saw 300,000. That's actually not too bad, but it does waste MP as you're constantly using her abilities and stuff like that. So you definitely want to be keep in mind of that. I don't believe I have any crazy MP mods, anything like that. So let's look MP. Yeah, I don't have Enlightenment or MP Accelerant. I don't have nothing like that on. And even then, I have enough energy to deal damage to regular mobs to where they drop energy and resupply me anyway. But let's go over the other modules. As you can see, I have absolutely no HP mod on. I went and took that off just so I could really try and max her out as much as I possibly could for now until I add more catalysts. But I mean, we have about almost 11,000 defense and about 1,200 health. I really don't see any problems with me going down, and level 100 enemies don't really pose too much of a threat as long as I'm consistently using her ability. The only thing that is unfortunate is that when you use her first one, you have to keep this gun out the entire time to keep using her ability, which completely negates all this stuff right here. You don't need any of this, which is why I only put this at level 1 and I didn't really focus on making it a good weapon because there's no point. Her entire ability relies on her first ability and everything else just kind of falls into place with it. But we have non-attribute specialist for an increase of 81.2%. Definitely want that. All her abilities are non-attribute. Multi-talented for the singular active skill at the very bottom. All attribute damage plus 30% for 5 seconds. That's absolutely amazing, dude. The increase in damage is nice. We were hitting about 300,000 when we applied the third ability here, and then with the fourth one here, we're doing about 293, somewhere around there every time, as long as we're hitting those notes properly. And then Spear and Shield for just an extra 8.1% in skill power. Frugal Mindset to reduce the cost of our abilities and increase our effective range. Of course, Shock Punch with a catalyst on it to increase it to 15 capacity. Emergency Measures for 64 in critical hit rate and 27 in critical hit damage. Skill Concentration for 115 increase in our overall skill critical hit damage. It's beautiful. Front lines for more damage and critical hit rate, and then maximum power for just overall 96.1% skill power modifier. What I'm really interested in though is this arcade support for her. It might be better than multi-talented. It probably is, but at the same time, who knows, because this is plus 30%, but we're looking for arcade concretion. So when using a skill, grants 1 stack of arcade concretion for 20 seconds. 20 seconds, that's a long time. When using an enhanced skill, grants 10 stacks. So whenever you get her ability, that little bar at the very bottom, you get it to the top, then that's when this is going to proc, because it's an enhanced skill. Grants 10 stacks, a max of 30. Arcade concretion, regardless of number of stacks, reduces the movement speed and firearm attribute attack, which is fine. And besides non-attribute, all attack is 22%. Depending on number of stacks, defense skills increases by 1 and MP increases by 0.65. These probably do increase a small amount as you level up the mod, but I haven't gotten it, as you can see, as it's grayed out. But however, when using a roll or a grappling hook, all the stacks will be removed, which is completely fine because we're not rolling or doing anything. We're just pretty much running in a circle. But I really think this mod could do really well, especially with the increase in MP and maybe even defense. And let's hope that the non-attribute attack increase percentage is more than 22%, because if it surpasses the 30% for this multi-talented, then this is definitely the way to go. You'll see more damage numbers. Oh, it's going to be beautiful. And imagine stacking this up to 30 stacks. That'd be insane. But it's when using a skill. I don't know if that necessarily means when you have to just instantly proc it like this, or every time you hit the notes correctly, that's pretty much activating the skill because you're pressing the letter to activate the skill. We'll just have to see with more testing later on. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on the builds and what's going on with Luna, what I was doing with her, and what kind of numbers are we seeing so far. Is she viable for anything really? And I would say definitely for mobbing. If you don't feel like playing Bunny anymore and you're okay with consistent music in your ears, I mean, it's cool. I don't mind the music at all. I've been hearing a lot of people saying, you know, it's annoying, gives them a headache. all this and that. But me personally, I mean, I like it. Maybe just because I'm a weird guy, I don't know. But the music's just fine with me, especially like when you switch in the beats. Like it's cool. It's really cool. I don't want to disrespect any Warframe players out there, but I actually enjoy her a lot more than I enjoy Octavia in Warframe. I really like how in tune you are with her abilities, and you know, not just activating her power and then you're crouching to the beat is what increases it, but you actually have to pay attention to everything around you and consistently hit those notes to increase your damage numbers. Like, it's just beautiful. Again, for the Reactor, I do have singular skill power boost ratio of 0.71 and an additional skill attack when attacking Colossus. I haven't really seen too big of a difference when attacking Colossus, so you probably want to focus on maybe something like skill critical damage and duration maybe. But hey, this is just the first starter build. We're going to go more in depth with her and just check everything out and see exactly what we can do. She definitely has a lot of potential in terms of just regular mobbing and doing high numbers, but you might just be thinking to yourself, she's just like a low damage bunny, because bunny pretty much do everything she's doing and solo the Colossus, no problem, which I completely understand. But the music aspect to it, and you know, I think it's pretty cool. As we get on more later on with this character, I will showcase either the final build or more progress builds later on the channel. So make sure you subscribe for that and drop a like on this video if you found it useful at all. Leave any tips for any mods here, like if you think, I don't know, multi-talented is trash and I gotta definitely get 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗏, then so be it. You know, leave a comment, let me know what you think. Are you playing Luna right now? Do you have her unlocked? Well, I completely farmed her yesterday in a live stream, which was pretty cool. Everyone that showed up was just a delight to talk to, and we were all just chilling and hanging out and doing our thing. But I'm curious, I wonder if it's worth like specking into more of this and then adding something like Enlightenment, and then of course increased HP here just for survivability, and then replacing multi-talent with 𝗦𝗦𝗕𝗏. But I'm going way too much into it. This is just the starter build. We're going to see exactly what we can do with her later on. Thank you so much for watching, and remember to stay safe, because the world without you is nothing.